lineup. Only played 9 minutes, had a head injury in that second-round WCC tournament game where he goes out, wasn't able to play. Good to see that he's healthy again. One of those guys I mentioned that can spread the floor with that jumper. Certainly Georgetown's big is going to have to be aware the shooting is in the front court.
And Lawan Watts will bring it up, and we are underway for the final game of day one of the Crown here in Las Vegas.
Look for Georgetown. They've done this throughout the end of their season where they're going to mix and match some zone defense out here. They're going to have to rebound out of it because the Cougars, much bigger team than what the Hoyas are.
And a foul inside. And with that limited roster tonight, fouls are going to be a big thing to keep an eye on. That's Drew McKenna's first. And the first team foul on Georgetown. Well, David Riley with this Washington State squad came in this year. It was such a difficult transition. Last year, these Cougars, 26 games won. They make the NCAA tournament, then their coach leaves, their players leave, the league leaves them, and all of a sudden, David Riley comes in from Eastern Washington. He's really done a nice job building this Cougar program back up.
I think when you take a job, and we've seen this in college football some, and we've seen it in college basketball as well, if you can bring some guys with you, and that's what he was able to do. Lawan Watts, Dane Erickstrup, Ethan Price, you bring those guys with you from Eastern Washington. They bridge that gap. They understand what David Riley wants as a coach, and then you can help the new guys. And on top of that, all three of those dudes, pretty good players.
Here's Curtis Williams, Jr. Back it goes to Caleb Williams for three, and that'll drop. Williams at 32% this year.
Well, how about for Caleb Williams? He hasn't played the last two games. The last three he actually has been in, only 1 point. That's the opportunity aspect we were talking about. Caleb Williams taking advantage early and knocking one down from three.
With a concussion late in the regular season, getting a chance here as Watts slithers inside for two. He had a triple-double against Santa Clara January 23rd. He's capable of doing a lot of damage.
Had a good WCC tournament. 2 games there, 16 points a game. He wants to get downhill and make plays at the rim.
Malik Mack, the Harvard transfer, off the mark on that one.
Better stop the ball. Watts is bringing it.
Yep. And he's got a good touch, does Lawan Watts.
He's got a body on him. I mean, 6'6", 230. Looks like he could play linebacker at the next level. Guy that has scored it pretty well, especially as of late.
Williams three won't go, and the rebound saved by Favors. Here's Favors stepping into a long-range jumper. That's off, and the rebound picked up by Washington State. How about that? Threstarson.
Well, you don't see off glass from the top of the key like that all that often, but Threstarson just throwing it up there, and that's going to be something to watch for here. The glass has got to get shut down for Georgetown.
How about Mack? Malik Mack from three, the Ivy League Rookie of the Year last year at Harvard, and it's a 2-point game.
A big shot for him. 4 of his last 18 from three coming in. Had a great year at Harvard, like you mentioned there, Kevin. Slow end to his season for Georgetown.
Erickstrup, the open three, and a good rebound underneath by Curtis Williams, Jr. And a takeaway. Threstarson comes up with it. Ahead to Erickstrup, and Erickstrup with the finish.
Well, off that turnover, so far, Georgetown's defense in transition has not been good enough. They haven't found shooters, they haven't matched up. And off that turnover, the floor balance not there. Washington State, the Cougars, able to take advantage.
Here's Jordan Burks. Step back deep two.
That's not a great shot. And Cooley wants to see that ball move from side to side.
And Price with a travel. Cooley, second season as the head man at Georgetown. Saw that win total jump up to 17 this year, one more than the last 2 years combined at Georgetown. Going in the right direction. We've seen him build before. We know he can do it. Williams will step into that three. It's short. Got his own miss.
Oh, wow. Boy, McKenna, that was... Looked like he was going to get all the way to the rim. You don't see many guys, the Curtis Williams following his shot. And that's kind of an old school deal there. McKenna getting downhill, just kind of loses his footing, and I thought he just threw it out of bounds, and that's what it looks like happened right there.
Yeah, break perhaps for the Hoyas to get an extra possession out of this.
That's going up.
No doubt. Williams was just sizing that up.
Well, Price was just backing up, and Williams just made one.
You can just tell, can't you, when a guy's ready to shoot it?
Had to look. Good switch there by Mack. Unable to bring it in, though.
Good save by Okafor. What a find. Boy, Price is going to need ice on the hands after that heat-seeking missile.
Close quarters fastball thrown right there. Good hands, though. Ethan Price able to finish it off.
There's Williams, baseline drive for two.
Well, Georgetown's going to run their continuity ball screen action, but you can't let Curtis Williams just turn it down and drive baseline. It's too easy if you're Washington State.
Starson will swing it over to Babers. Babers a lob inside and a hold on Drew McKenna. And that is his second personal foul. Washington State with the early lead. Watts will inbound for the Cougars.
See if Washington State goes right inside. And certainly the glass is something to watch here. With Georgetown being a bit undermanned, it's going to be a challenge to close out some of these possessions. But there you see it, one and done.
And a pretty good play inside by Curtis Williams Jr. Just got a piece of that drive from the Starson. Here's Burks. That three short. And Watts able to track down the rebound. Trying to bait a foul, too. New Hoya on the floor.
He'll do this.
Montgomery out there.
Watts likes it. He is crafty, and he can post you. He's just going to drive right in, settle into the post, use his size. You can see the craftiness there, kind of ripping that ball through the arm of the defender.
On Austin Montgomery. There's Coward on the sideline. Cedric Coward got off such a great start this season for Washington State.
You just want to see him get healthy, because you're right. You put up those types of numbers, you give yourself a chance.
Dane Erickstrup back on the floor as Ethan Price will get a breather. Juan Watts with one more at the line. One of the guys that David Riley brought over with him when he came in from Eastern Washington. And the intercept, and then a foul is called.
Like Curtis Williams, if you're going to throw that skip pass, that thing better have juice on it. And that just hung up in the air for what felt like forever. And that pass is getting picked off every time.
Second foul on Montgomery, 4-0 in the foul column. Andy Okafor. Erickstrup a little stumble on the turn and a turnover. Pushing ahead is Mack. The lob to the rim and off the mark. And now quickly up the floor, it's Erickstrup waiting for that basketball. Good defense. He gets it back, though, and finishes it off.
Well, he had to stay with it right there. It probably felt like he was waiting on that pass for an eternity, that long bounce. Was able to gather and finish the job.
A 10-2 run for the Cougars. Mack with the step back. That's a smooth stroke.
Well, it's going to be fun to watch him go against Lawan Watts, because Malik Mack at 6'2", 175, having to go against 6'6", 230. Going to have to deal with some physicality.
There's Case Why Not. Erickstrup's three is off. Good box out by Caleb Williams.
Washington State does a great job of screening in for their bigs because they can shoot. Georgetown's got to be aware.
Baseline drive blocked off. Williams going to work in the paint, fading away. Good position by Okafor. There's Montgomery in there.
Nice job by Montgomery, just crashing in.
Oh, and the drive to the rim. Jordan Burks with the elevation.
He's taking some tough shots early on, but that's not a tough one right there. Driving right through that defense and going upstairs.
Looked tough to me. Watts all the way to the rim. No, but a follow. Starson, we're playing above the rim right now.
He is a great offensive rebounder. Have to block him out. There's a lack of blockouts on both sides right now. I'm sure both coaches will address that in the next media timeout.
6-point lead for Washington State.
Good help.
And it's Watts who poked it free, sliding across the floor, able to keep it alive, and all the way inside, no. And then staying with it is Case Why Not.
Well, I thought Okafor got fouled there, but great hustle. Washington State giving up the body. We got some jams on both ends here. How about Jordan Burks just going right through this defense, cutting right through, driving Okafor. If you're going to go and challenge some shot blockers, you better go to dunk it. That's exactly what Burks is doing. Right down Broadway. And then Lawan Watts laying it up, doesn't get it to go. No block out there, and Dane Erickstrip flying in.
5 fouls now against Georgetown. 3 on Montgomery, 2 on McKenna. And into the game for Georgetown, Hashem Asadallah. Off the back iron, no good. Asadallah has not played since late December. Only 4 games of action this year.
This is one of those situations you see with NBA guys all the time, where it's like, you know, what is the work that you've been putting in, I guess, outside of not getting to play in the games, keeping yourself in shape. This is where that type of work pays off.
Yeah, it sounds cliche sometimes when a player says, "Oh, I always stay ready. I practice like I'm going to go." This is the situation.
Yep.
This is why you have to do that if you're a player. Here's Price, sets up for a 3, rims out. Good rebound by Burks.
Georgetown's living a little bit dangerously with the way they're guarding these Wazoo bigs.
Williams, contested 3, short. 5 of 16 from the floor of the Hoyas. And oh, what a pocket pick by Mack. Took it away and took it in for 2.
That's going to definitely be a concern here for David Riley. You lose Nate Calmes, and you could just see it. Malik Mack is sizing up Parker Garrett. Garrett's a freshman, going to have to take care of the basketball.
He was talking with his local media, and he said, I'm kind of excited to play a little more freely than I have. Favors in the corner. That 3 will drop.
What a pass, though. Ethan Price taking on that double team and having the size and the vision to see across the floor. Favors having a monster year shooting it. 51% from 3.
Caleb Williams, after the first 3 of the night for the Cougars, answers with a fadeaway 2.
Williams has been aggressive here. He's looked for his own offense. Little isolation, come to a jump stop, that gentle fade back. Nice shot, good play from Williams.
And another good play on the defensive end by Williams to bat it out of bounds and buy a time.
Actually healing pretty quick, you know. I've been doing rehab with my trainers, and it's been healing pretty quick, so it's doing well.
Thomas, I think every freshman, when you're coming into college, you have expectations of how you hope it goes, but you had such a great freshman season. How would you assess the way you played in your first year of college basketball?
I think I played well. You know, it ended early, you know, unfortunately, but I was able to help my team get a couple dubs and showcase what I can do. So.
Well, now once you heal up, I know you declared this week that you're going to go through the process and get some evaluation at the next level and from the next level. What are you hoping to hear? What are you expecting to hear from these guys?
I'm just expecting to hear, like, what I can really do and what I can really work on as well, you know, because I'm a great teammate. I'm a great player that could open the floor. You know I didn't showcase my 3-ball as much, but I could open the floor, make great plays, and, you know, just find any way to win.
Thomas, since you're not playing, let's put the coach hat on you. What needs to happen? I know you guys are a little bit shorthanded tonight, but what needs to happen for you guys to win this game against Washington State?
We just gotta play tough. You know, they got a big lineup. We're kind of shorthanded right now, so we just gotta honestly play tough, try to get on runs, and score as many points as we can.
Are you tempted at all? I know you've got the boot on that left foot. Could you go out there and just hop around on the right foot for a while and make an impact out there?
Yeah, I wish I could, but my trainers won't let me do that. So.
Well, Thomas, it was just an awful lot of fun to watch you play this year and watch you grow. Give us a little insight. Your coach is standing right to your right. Say it quietly. But give us a little insight of what it's like to play for Coach Cooley.
Man, it's like a blessing, you know. He gave me, like, as soon as I came in, he gave me the opportunity to just be a leader, and that's what I did. You know, I try to show my teammates what I can do. I showed my teammates what I could do when I first stepped on the court, and they just trusted me since day one. So I just got to give props to Coach Cooley for giving me the opportunity to show what I can do.
Did you notice, Robbie, that Coach Cooley walked over there just when we asked that question, like,
yeah.
so he could hear, make sure what Thomas was saying?
Make sure the answer was the right answer right there. Yeah. Thomas, tell us a little bit about Caleb Williams, because he's been aggressive in this game. Certainly his role is going to grow with the roster on the floor right now. Why is he a guy that can have a big game tonight?
Because Caleb is more of a do-it-all guy. You know, he's just like me. He does anything, the right thing for the team. Like, try to help the team win. You know, if he got to dive on the floor for a loose ball, he's going to do it. If he got to play defense on the biggest guy or the shortest guy, he's going to do it. You know, he's just a will guy. He's going to do it himself. So that's the main thing I like about Caleb. Me and Caleb go way back. You know, since like 15U, 16U playing against each other. You know, we was one of the top programs, you know, in team takeover and team final. So, you know, we know each other, a little background, and I just like the way how he plays. So yeah, I couldn't wait to be his teammate. So
when you play at the level you did in the high school game, is there anything that surprises you when you get to the college level?
No, not really. Once I got to the college level, I just try to play the same game that I was playing in high school and the same game I was playing in middle school. You know, just try to kill as soon as I get onto that court. So
Malik Mack at the line.
Good shot, boy.
You got the chance all year to play with Malik, a guy who had a tremendous freshman year in his own right at Harvard last year. What did you learn playing with a guy as dynamic as Malik?
You know, he's a hard worker. He always wants to go 110%. He never slacks anything. Anytime he steps onto that court, he's going 100%. So that's the one thing I like about his work ethic, and he's just a baller. He's just a baller, so.
Thomas Sorber getting ready for the evaluation at the next level. And Thomas, I hope the rehab continues to go well. We can't wait to see what the next step is for you. We appreciate you taking a few minutes for us tonight.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all.
Thanks, Thomas.
Yes, sir.
Thomas Sorber, dynamic, explosive. He was a lot of fun to watch grow this year.
Stud player. Just the year that he was able to have. Hate to see it cut short by injury, but big-time talent and certainly still plenty of room for him to grow.
Offensive foul on Ethan Price, his second team foul on Washington State.
Malik Mack is doing what he needs to do. He's kind of willing this offense to come along with him. 11 points early on, has knocked down a couple threes. You know, 4 of his last 5 games of the season, he scored in single digits. Those numbers down, the jump shot went a little bit south, but he's been terrific here tonight in Las Vegas.
Well, he averages over 34 minutes a game, so you know he's going to be on the floor almost the entirety of the night anyway. A chance to see what he could do at the helm of this retooled lineup. In the paint, tough fadeaway from McKenna. Washington State, 56% from the floor to start this one off. Price on a bounce. Thrastarsson to the line.
Right, Thrastarsson is just such a good and active cutter. He can dribble drive it to the rim as well. But for a freshman, you know, making that WCC all-freshman team, just a terrific first season of college basketball for him.
And one of the keys for Washington State, they wanted paint touches. They wanted to take advantage of their size as Max 3 rims out. They've done that so far, 16-6 advantage in the paint.
Well, they certainly, at almost every position right now, are the bigger team. They need to go in there and find the paint as much as they can.
Physical play inside on the run to the other end. That is a fancy finish by Jordan Burks.
How about that Euro step? And maybe could have been a foul there. Looked like Ethan Price maybe got some of the arm, but Jordan Burks has been well off to drive the basketball here. Getting to the rim.
Limited roster tonight, and they have really battled in this first half.
No question. The guys that have been available have done a great job of just playing hard, now trying to show a little bit of pressure.
Andy Okafor, hard dribble inside, left it short.
Nice job by walling up. You know, that's a bigger player. You're undersized, but you're not giving up an angle, and you're making Okafor score over the top.
Here's Caleb Williams. Finds Mack with 8 to shoot. McKenna, jab step, and then the air ball with the shot clock running out.
Drew McKenna, 1 of 12 from 3 on the season. Shot clock winding down, you got to get one up, and it's not been a strength of his.
Georgetown 3 of 12 from 3 tonight.
Georgetown's got a rebound out of this zone. You're in a 2-3. That's fine. You're going to have to find a man. All 5 guys have got to block out.
Why not? Good block out by Williams right there. Took out a big body in Andy Okafor. Here's Williams, steps into a 3 and he hits. And the Hoyas within 3.
If you're Washington State, you've got to match up. Curtis Williams just flowing in transition. Nobody finding him, and it's a guy that's made 6 of his last 12 from 3 coming in.
9-2 run to close within 3.
Good flash.
Terrific ball movement by Washington State.
Case Wynot doing exactly what you need to against that 2-3 zone. Flashing into that high post area, dropping it down. Lawan Watts doing the rest.
Once this system gets fully in place at Washington State, what we saw at Eastern Washington, top 10 the last 2 years in the country in effective field goal percentage. Washington State was 11th in the nation this year. It's closing in quickly on what they had at Eastern Washington, and an outstanding block by Andy Okafor.
That's what he does. 3rd in the WCC in blocks per game. A rim protector, and Washington State a little 2-3 zone right there to throw off Georgetown.
Starson trying to find some room against Williams. Good patience.
Good strength, and you're right. Just that jump stop, pause for a second, let the defender go by. He's been great in this first half.
That's a freshman doing that. I know it's at the end of the year. He's not a freshman anymore, but still. Impressive from Starson. He's got 10. Okafor cleans the glass. On the shot clock, the entry to Okafor, deep in that right block.
Okafor's had some chances at the basket and not been able to cash in. Zone offense going to be so important tonight. Take a look. You're going to get this flash right in here. That was not my best arrow. You're going to get a flash in there. But that's just making the play. You're dropping it off, and Andy Okafor, we know he can block shots. He's coming over, erases this dribble drive. Good defense from Okafor, and we're going to see a lot of zone from Georgetown, so opportunities for guys to flash in.
I'm glad you brought it up, Robbie. It's something I've been meaning to discuss with you all year long. Your arrow skills have diminished
normally
this year.
Good. That was not my best, though.
You know, you say normally good, but many of us have been concerned about it all season long. Got a note from Jason Benetti here. It says, please ask Robbie about his arrow skills.
Big-time hater, so I'm not surprised.
Price off the shot fake. Over to Favors for 3. Excellent ball movement. And they find Rahard Favors, who had one of the strangest injury seasons of anybody in college basketball. He injured his wrist in game 1 against Portland State, then missed 7 games. Came back against Nevada and broke bones in both of his hands. Came finally back January 23rd to get it going again.
How about that? I mentioned that he shot 51% from 3 on the year, but he's made now 15 of his last 19 from 3. He has been on fire.
I guess that's making up for lost time.
Normally, you hurt your hand or your wrist as a shooter. It's one of the worst things that can happen, because now you got to deal with getting your rhythm back. Easier said than.
Robbie, you and I will be back here to man these seats in the evening. So Starson working around a lot of pressure into the corner. He finds Favors. The 3 won't go. Got the right look, though. And the rebound off the bench for Van Raphorst. Just his 4th game of the year.
Yeah, Georgetown's certainly a team that is not afraid to put the pressure on you, but with the fact that they just don't have the bodies tonight, I don't know how much we'll see it, but out of a timeout, Ed Cooley throwing it out there and getting a stop.
Mack stepping into a three, and he snaps the twine to get Georgetown back within 7.
Malik Mack right now looks like a guy that's playing very free. You know, the ball is going to be in his hand. He's going to get his field goal attempts, and right now he's in quite the rhythm.
And a turnover. He's got 14 of the 28 points for Georgetown, and Mack will back this one out. And he'll launch a three. Well, he backed it out. And now he's tying his shoe. He did it with a shoe untied.
But Washington State never recognized it, weren't able to take advantage. Now another turnover.
Good hands inside from Montgomery. Here's Mack again.
He checked.
Red hot. Confirmed.
He has had a monster first half right here.
20 first half points and a Washington State timeout.
Whether it's Caleb Williams or Malik Mack or Curtis Williams, these guys playing hard, competing, and leaving it all on the floor.
And if you're joining us late, Georgetown releasing a statement earlier. It said due to a health incident that impacted several members of the team, Georgetown's playing with a limited roster this evening. And the guys who have been on the floor really playing hard within 1 of Washington State.
See if Washington State can find the middle of this zone. They've done a good job kind of flashing in there and making things happen from there.
Starson off the mark with that one. Rebound batted around to about 9 guys. It ends up with Mack.
Got to guard Curtis Williams. Miscommunication leads to an open shot. Very fortunate there for Washington State.
They got caught Mack watching. Everybody was keeping an eye on him.
And rightfully so, but Curtis Williams on scholarship as well.
Here's Favors, short on that shot. Hoyas looking for the lead on the push from Burks to the rim. He'll try to get that lead at the line.
Jordan Burks, when he's gotten to the rim, and he's pushed it in transition a couple times, you know, this is a really small lineup out there for Georgetown. So if Burks gets a defensive rebounds, he's pushing that thing. He's gotten all the way downhill multiple times.
Foul on Lawan Watts. That is his first, 3rd team foul on Washington State. And Burks ties this game at 35. First time we've been tied up tonight. And the Hoyas have their first lead since it was 3-2.
A little bit more of that full court pressure that Georgetown's capable of dialing up.
11-0 Hoyas run.
Good flash.
Extra pass, Price, count it, and the foul. Ethan Price headed to the line for a 3-point play.
That's the weak spot in that 2-3 zone. Dane Erickstrup flashing in there. A terrific pass and find. Ethan Price relocating on the baseline. The contact underneath, and doesn't matter. Price still gets that thing to go.
And Price converts and cashes in. He's got 10. 38-36. Cougars by a pair.
It's Georgetown's time, or turn, I should say, to find the middle of the zone here. You can use the ball screen, but you can flash in.
And the three is snapped by Montgomery. First 3-pointer of the season. First field goal. Erickstrup inside, missed from point-blank range, but Erickstrup stays with it.
That's just where it's going to be hard for Georgetown to clean the glass. How about for Austin Montgomery? He's played 20 minutes on the year.
Tackle reset. 20 minutes on the year, comes into the postseason and hits a 3, and now Williams will try. His 3 rebounded by Erickstrup, and now Washington State can hold for the final shot of the half. Down to 10 seconds. Watts looking. Favors. 2 seconds. Snap it. Halftime in Vegas. And it's 42-39 Washington State.
That was not an easy.
Amazingly enough, with this shorter roster tonight for Georgetown. Their bench has outscored Washington State's bench 3-0 in one half of basketball.
Both these teams mixing in some zone, and boy, a wild shot there early on from Montgomery.
They'll try again, and the putback off that long miss for Burks.
A good old 15-foot putback there.
Yes, well, I've kind of called that a putback because it was a long shot.
Yes.
Here's Favors, they'll back things out. Price with 13 on the shot clock.
Good flash.
That's Favors. Makes good plays. Couldn't get that shot to fall. McKenna with the rebound.
Both these teams coming out of the half, going a little zone action here.
McKenna spinning right through that defense, left it short. Now Lawan Watts on the push for Washington State. Behind the back, Favors. He'll reset. Eric Strupp in the corner. That three will drop.
Eric Strupp, a 37% three-point shooter from beyond the arc. You got to get out there, just not good enough on the closeout. Lawan Watts, a little behind the back pass there. Falling down, still able to deliver.
First three of the night for Eric Strupp. Mack trying to answer, and he does. Picking up where he left off with 23 now.
That's how Georgetown's attacked this Washington State zone. They've just set a ball screen and let Malik Mack get off it. Got the overload, they've hit it, but there's no one home, and Mack is letting it go.
Ball tipped away and a foul whistled. Curtis Williams Jr. picks up the personal.
Threes everywhere. Set it at the start of the second half here. If you like offense, you're going to like this game. Need to be a better closeout there on a very good perimeter three-point shooter. And then there's the ball screen off the hit ahead. Malik Mack teeing this thing up. He's now hit 6 threes with 18:29 to go.
And Cooley said there wasn't much defense played in that first half. Eric Strupp going right up to the rim for two.
Just making himself available. And that's where Washington State is going to look to go every time they can. Guards on the floor for Georgetown. The Cougars looking to use their size.
It's been effective so far. They need more of it. They need less of this guy. Mack has been tremendous. Williams, elbow jumper, rattles off. Good rebound by Watts. So Starson. Back it goes to Watts with 18 on the shot clock. There's the touch.
Finding that middle of the zone.
The bank again.
Wow. That is not a shot that's taught. You know, that's a shot that's taught from the 45-degree angle. It's not from straight on. You almost never see that.
Perhaps it's a big thing in Iceland, where Tomas Starson is front.
Good find.
Finish. Unable to go in, and it'll go out of bounds to Georgetown.
Well, Washington State's lucky there. They got caught sleeping with Dane Eric Strupp, thinking he's helping on that rip screen up the floor, but he leaves his man totally, and Georgetown just missing a layup.
I'm still hung up by seeing one each half of Starson with a straight-on bank shot.
I've never seen that. Not twice. I've seen it on accident once,
yes,
but never twice.
Here's Mack to work, 4 to shoot. Free throw line jumper is strong. He needed Starson to help him with the straight-on bank shot. And we've got a whistle and a foul underneath against Washington State. Well, we've seen a lot of Malik Mack. And Kim Adams, you talked with David Riley about defending the dynamic guard for Georgetown.
Yes, Kevin, and we just saw the impact there. They want to slow Malik Mack by making his catches tougher, make him put it on the deck. And then offensively, 2 things. He said, stop turning it over. And then he gave
him in a moment. Montgomery's 3 won't go, and the rebound for Ethan Price. We heard her on the air, but we didn't hear her at the table. But trust me, I know what Kim had to say was good stuff. Lawan Watts will go to the free throw line.
Shooting 2 shots.
And 1 more to go. Watts, the Big Sky Freshman of the Year. His late father, Walter, was a basketball player at Utah. Came over with his head coach, David Riley.
He's got a unique game. I mean,
does.
He shoots it from 3, but he's got a big body, so he can post you, he can drive you.
He handles it well.
Yeah,
6'6", 230.
Top 10 in assists in the WCC.
Here's Mack. Mack again on the baseline with the reverse. Tip try wouldn't go, and another opportunity for Georgetown.
Georgetown has competed on the glass. They're not the biggest group out there, but their effort on the backboards has given them a chance in this game.
Missed their last 4 from three-point range. Watts with a long pass ahead to Price for the flush.
Great look up the floor. You know, teams that want to get out, it's not with the dribble. If you can hit ahead with the pass, you always should. Ethan Price running, and they're rewarding him for that rim run.
Boy, and a nice step-in 3 from Caleb Williams to get Georgetown back on the board, down by 6, 53.
The surprising number is that Georgetown has 8 offensive rebounds. Well, they have been able to crash with the smaller lineup and found second chance opportunities.
Well, as Kim Adams was telling us earlier from David Riley, the stat that he reported to her was in the first half, they were 16 for 23 with a paint touch, 1 for 10 without one. They got that paint touch there, but couldn't convert.
Starson has done a great job of flashing to the middle of that zone. When he's gotten there, usually good things have happened.
Boy, Williams going up for that one. Ball slipped out of his hands with the contact, and that's Watts. Do you think if I wore those sunglasses, my style meter would go to that level?
Swagger would grow.
Really?
If you go to that, I would have a newfound respect for your swag.
Would cred rise? I believe is what the kids say.
Yes.
I'd get some cred
You
then.
totally would.
I'm excited for my cred.
You know, we're going to ask him, and we're going to go find him here in Vegas, and tomorrow you may broadcast rocking those. I think that would be a play.
Now, what if I coupled it with a crown?
Even better.
Oh,
yeah,
my
even
gosh.
better. We got one of those, too.
We do. I don't know what happened to it. It disappeared.
I don't know. Somebody snagged. Oh, it's behind us.
Oh,
Thank
okay,
God.
good. Someone stole the crown. In the corner, the 3 won't go for why not.
Good rebound. Georgetown has fought on the glass here. They're not winning the rebounding battle, but they've kept it competitive.
In the corner, that contested 3 rebounded underneath by Starson. Here's Price into the paint, lost it, and a turnover to Georgetown. These Hoyas are battling, down by 5, and a foul on Price, his first.
I like Caleb Williams forcing the issue there. You know, you've got a center backpedaling. One-on-one, you go right at him.
Eric Strip back in the ball game for Price. Just the 3rd team foul. Georgetown ready to inbound left baseline with Caleb Williams. Nice drop off. Finish a little short. Rebound ends up right back in the hands of Jordan Burks, and he's fouled.
Well, I love the action and the way that it was so simple, but Malik Mack is just hitting that pocket, making something happen, and then Jordan Burks just sticking with this play. Doesn't get the first one, never quits on it, stays in it, now earns a trip to the foul line.
On the year, 68% for Burks. He's 2 for 2 tonight. One more for Burks with the Hoyas down by 5.
I've been so impressed with that young man, though. Malik Mack, tremendous in this game. Making plays for others, making plays for himself.
Well, and it's not easy, I would think, Robbie. You know you have to be the alpha dog. Everybody knows you have to be the alpha dog, and to deliver with that spotlight on you is really impressive.
But, you know, he was the alpha dog at Harvard last year.
He was.
And he's had to kind of share, and I'm sure he's very willing to, but when you have Jaden Epps and you have Micah Peavy and those guys, you're going to lose some field goal attempts. Well, now you get to have as many as you want, so it's probably a little bit freeing.
Eric Strip can't get that one to go, and a tie-up.
Those guys are doing the two-step down there.
Okafor and Burks. You know, they used to do a thing at field day in elementary school where you tie your ankles in the little three-legged race?
That's what that looks like.
It looked like that. Maybe a potato sack race. You and I grew up in the Midwest.
Yes, that's very Midwest of us. Look at the way they're just hopping. Field day was like the greatest day of elementary school.
I should show you my ribbons sometime. I still have them.
No, that was awesome. I remember walking out to the soccer field like just thinking I'm about to be the man out here. The egg race is mine.
Was it yours?
Probably not.
No. 55-49. A rare mistake for Mack.
Just kind of lost it there. If he'd been able to gather, though, he'd lost his defender and would have had a mid-range.
Watts, so he thought about that. Montgomery closed at the last minute. Okafor, can he secure it this time? Ripped away and out of bounds.
Georgetown is fortunate because they had lost Airstrup. They totally lost their man. Opportunity on the offensive glass.
13:48 to go. It's a 6-point game in Vegas.
Well, they just went right at that. That's a great play right there. You've got the size advantage. Andy Okafor kind of flexing his muscles first on the offensive glass and then just going to work on Malik Mack, sealing him off and making himself available.
Second foul on Burks. And Okafor to the line. Spent 2 years at the NBA Academy in Latin America. Started off at Cal, transferred in from Cal to Washington State this year.
It's been interesting to see some of the kids from the NBA academies across the world, you know, kind of filter their way into college basketball.
You're really starting to see it more and more, too.
And the first one that I can at least remember that's made the biggest splash is Ben Mathurin.
Yep.
You know, he made that jump. I believe he was at the Latin American NBA Academy, but we've seen it from a bunch of them, you know, where they have filtered into the college basketball landscape.
Our friend and colleague PJ Carlissimo has been involved in those NBA academies since the beginning. I think the goals are starting to be realized. Growing the game across the world. McKenna on the drive to the rim. Count the bucket and the foul.
Well, Drew McKenna, just 2 points the last 5 games, but with that big body, that's where he needs to be. It's a weight room basket. Dribble handoff, getting downhill. You're going at a freshman in Parker Garrett. You're using your size. That's a big-time drive, and that's certainly where Drew McKenna can be successful.
McKenna with his first points of the night. And arguably his most difficult shot as he converts on the free throw, and the Hoyas back within 4.
We haven't seen many bench points in this game. These two teams have combined for all of 6. It's been the starters that have been doing the majority of the work.
Even at 3 apiece. Lawan Watts. Seven to shoot for Garrett.
Great pass.
Oh, and Okafor had the seal underneath, and he gets the 2.
But the patience there by Garrett. That shot clock starting to get close to 0 there. Now what a steal.
And an opportunity as Garrett will drive baseline, backs it out. Why not? Lost the handle on it. McKenna diving for it. Heads up play then to find Williams. Here comes Mack, exploding to the rim for 2.
You never stop the ball. Now, Washington State is running away from Malik Mack. A little bit helter-skelter on those 2 possessions, but Georgetown coming away with an easy basket.
58-54. Watts, the running hook is good, and it's 60-54. Here's Burks, the handoff to Williams.
Good flare screen.
And Williams Jr. off on the 3. Oh, but the rebound, staying with it. Short on the shot, back again. Can't get it to go. Williams one more. He'll pull it out. Now McKenna with the move, drives on Okafor, count it, and the foul.
And Georgetown is the undersized and undermanned team, but they are doing work on the offensive.
And to the line goes Drew McKenna. Had that circus layup a moment ago, and the three-point play can't be converted, and the rebound cradled underneath by Erikstrom.
How about Georgetown, though, on the glass? I mean, they have gotten to the offensive boards at a high clip tonight.
Erikstrom turning the corner inside. No, wave off the shot, a travel, and a turnover. Now, you heard Ed Cooley a moment ago, and I didn't want to embarrass my good friend Robbie Hummel by asking him what the cherry was. Luckily, Kim Adams knows what Ed Cooley was talking about. Kim?
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking an ice cream sundae. I'm ready for one of those, but it turns out a cherry is 3 stops in a row. We've heard different terminologies for that. I've heard turkeys, I've heard kills, but now we can add cherry to the top of that list.
All right, to the top of the list and to the top of that ice cream sundae. Thank you, Kim. Here's Williams. 5 to shoot now as Mack has to go to work with 3 to shoot, 2 to shoot, 1 to shoot.
He could have went into it.
Yeah, surprised he didn't. He gets the shot clock violation against him.
I love that the smallest guy on the floor is posting a center, but once you get the shot fake, maybe he's worried because that shot clock is getting really close to 0, but as soon as you show this, I'm shocked. He really tries to avoid him there.
Yeah, he got him in the air, and if you lean in, you're likely going to get the whistle.
Yeah, unless he was concerned that he wouldn't have time, but I'm surprised he didn't get to the body.
Washington State by 4, trying to add 3 to that lead. It's short. Caleb Williams Jr. The post entry to McKenna. Tough contested jumper on the baseline, and McKenna drops another one.
For a young player that had some wild misses early, he has come back in the second half and given Ed Cooley some solid minutes.
Touch pass in the corner. Vavor's got a great look. Pinball's out, and Georgetown back within 2. They've been down 10 in this ball game.
Yeah, Washington State's getting some good looks from 3, and they've made them at a high clip on the season. But today, 4 of 17 from the three-point line.
McKenna with 10 to shoot. Step back 3. You saw that from the very beginning.
He is not bashful, that's for sure.
Here's Watts, steps into that 3 and snaps it.
Georgetown's just lack of attention to shooters. They've gotten a little bit fortunate with some of these misses, but Lawan Watts, another guy that shot it at a good percentage on the year, 42%. There's just nobody guarding him.
Back to a 5-point Cougar lead.
Georgetown's really used that ball screen to attack the zone here.
And got the bounce, did Caleb Williams. He's got 11. 1 off his high of 12 against Seton Hall.
It's been kind of fun to watch these two teams attack the zone differently. With Washington State, it's flashes to the high post, and with Georgetown, it's been set a ball screen, try to overload, and see if you can get downhill. You're just not picking up shooters here. Scramble situation. I mean, Lawan Watts has all day to shoot this thing.
Like you said, some good looks that just haven't gone in today for Washington State. The foul on Williams on the inbound.
I've been impressed though with Georgetown's fight.
Oh, no
you're
question.
down Jaden Epps, you're down Micah Peavy, you're down Thomas Sorber, and it's not affected their energy, their effort, or their enthusiasm one bit.
Jordan Burks is a point away from a double-double tonight. And you've got guys really leaning in on a night where they were shorthanded. Erikstrom inside is fouled.
They're fine in the middle of that zone. These last 2 minutes or so, they've just flashed those bigs, Erikstrom and Price in there, and let them operate.
Nine,
9-10 to go, and what's become a real entertaining game here tonight. The storyline at the beginning was Georgetown playing shorthanded. The release earlier due to a health incident that impacted several members of the team. Georgetown playing with a limited roster this evening, but the roster that they've had available has really played exceptionally hard in this one. Second free throw. Drops home. And back to a 5-point game, and back to ND Okafor in the post. These two teams are even on the glass tonight, Robbie.
That's been a surprise here, just because of who Georgetown is missing. But they've been undermanned, but they have fought.
Swing around to Williams. Now Mack with 10 on the shot clock.
There's that ball screen again. Now it's Malik Mack's turn to get downhill.
And he got the kind roll. 27 for Mack. Ties his career high that he set last year at Harvard.
It's just too easy. You know, it's one pick and roll, and he's getting to that mid-range with not much resistance.
Okafor with the catch and the foul. On the way up, Mack with his second.
Malik Mack, his second personal. Team 6.
So at the line, ND Okafor.
Not a bad foul to put him at the line. If he's around the basket, certainly with his free throw percentage of hovering around 58%, you want to make him earn these.
One more for Okafor, and he gets the kind roll. So Mack will bring it up the floor. The skip into the corner. Burks for three. Rolls around it home. Boy, talk about the kind rim.
Jordan Burks coming in was 4 of his last 13 from the field, but he has given a great performance for Georgetown today.
It's Favors. And the skip to Price. 8 on the shot clock.
Malik Mack just blew up that first pick and roll. Good help.
Oh, good hands. Williams got over there to bat it away. 2-point game. Georgetown on the run, and a whistle and a foul. Timeout on the floor. Sometimes in Vegas. 11 of 30 tonight behind the arc for the Hoyas. And the front end of the 1-and-1 spins out to Lawan Watts. .735 to go to keep a season alive for one of these two teams. West Arson will back this one out. 10 on the shot clock for Watts. 6 to shoot. Lawan Watts on the drive, and he'll go to the line for a pair.
He had to make something happen, and he blew right by Drew McKenna.
Third on McKenna tonight.
Shot clock's getting deep, and you get beat like that, it's going to be hard for the help to come over. And Lawan Watts, as physical as he is, a guy that only a redshirt sophomore going to have a chance in his career to live at the free throw line.
15 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. And that's not an uncommon line for Lawan Watts.
He's top 15 in scoring, rebounds, and assists in the WCC. He fills the stat sheet.
What a benefit for David Riley when you're building the program in a new spot to have guys like Ethan Price and Lawan Watts come over.
Just to kind of set the foundation and help new guys that haven't played for Coach Riley get comfortable, understand what he's looking for, and then on top of that, all 3 of those guys are good players.
We've seen it before. We saw Indiana football this year, for example. Coach brought a bunch of guys with him. You saw the results there. Why not? On the baseline, drop off to Okafor.
Boy, Georgetown totally sold out. They ran, they helped uphill, away from the basket, almost gambled a little bit there to try to get a steal from Why Not. Why Not handles the surge and finds Okafor at the rim.
6.5 to go in this one. Washington State back up by 5. Here's Mack waiting for traffic. Steps left for 3, and he hits it again. Goodness, he is 7 for 9 from behind the arc.
You're not pointing and switching with him because you're just a little bit behind, and you've got to be glued to Malik Mack right now.
Watts, good answer on the runner. Mack with 30. His career high is 32 against UMass last year at Harvard. This is his Georgetown high of 30.
He's going to have every opportunity to break that.
Yes, he is.
These last 6 minutes, the ball's going to be in his hands.
Hope he had a good, healthy breakfast to start his day. Mack will launch again. That one off the heel, long rebound, and another chance. Good find to the rim for two. Jordan Burks with a flush.
How about Burks going to dunk the basketball multiple times in this game? He's not messing around.
Oh, ball knocked free. Williams diving for it. Ends up in the scramble with an open Garrett's for three. Way off. Another rebound for Burks, his 11th. Double-double, 14 points, 11 rebounds. He's matched his Georgetown high in points. Back to work against Garrett's. The runner drops.
And the physicality there. I mean, he gets to Parker Garrett's body, knocks him back. This dude is balling out here.
32, he's tied his career high. And we've got a tie game. Watts blocked. Burks with the rejection. Williams loping to the basket, and he'll go to the line to try to give the Hoyas the lead.
Regardless of what happens over the next four, shot 32% from three on the year. That puts you in the 290s of college basketball.
And they're back at the line again. A team that doesn't get to the line very often. Their 12th attempt. They're 7 of 12 as a team tonight. They're actually out rebounding Washington State right now, and they lead by 1. Now by 2. And this depleted roster has given the Hoyas their first lead in the second half. Eric Strupp, the handoff to Babers. Price, good entry. Eric Strupp inside, everything but the bucket. Back on the run again.
Look at how just confident he is right now.
That step out three.
Crazy.
That is confidence to the extreme. A big grin on his face as he runs up the floor. A 9-0 run and a 5-point lead.
It just looks like he's playing in the park, but it's just so confident and cool and collected here.
And a foul on the closeout from McKenna with 4:05 to go in this second half. 35 points in the postseason for Malik Mack.
He is carrying this Georgetown offense. But you've got to understand who you're guarding right here. 8 of 11 from downtown. The bench is loving it. Rightfully so, because Malik Mack has been outstanding.
Now, if you're Washington State, you need some free throws to drop from Eric Strupp to break this 9-0 run. The front end of the 1-and-1 is good. Still plenty of time left in this one.
They got to be more disciplined in some of their switches. You know, the pointing and switching with Mack, that's not going to work right now. It's got to be physicality off the basketball and understanding that you're trying to take Malik Mack out of rhythm. Easier said than done.
So Mack will bring this one up. 35 points tonight for Malik Mack. 15 on the shot clock. Williams zipped that one through the hands of Curtis Williams Jr. And now on the push, it's Lawan Watts. And he felt that contact from Caleb Williams, draws the foul, the third on Williams.
Monster free throws as we make our way to the under 4.
Detonating nuclearly feels painful.
It's
not easy to say.
You're not hoping for that, for sure.
One more for Watts. We've got a 1-point game to close day 1 of the Crown in Las Vegas.
If you're going to talk that trash, you got to be sure you could back it up by pronouncing it.
Oh, I didn't pronounce it correctly.
That's right.
It's late in the night. The Crown after dark, Robbie.
That's right.
12 to shoot. Burks. The handoff to Mack. Why not?
This is going on.
He's ready. Sizing it up. Stopping. Fading away.
Thrasterson up to the challenge.
They'll back it up to Watts. Down it goes. Good catch by Price, and he turns to the rim. He'll go to the line.
Well, he got Curtis Williams down there, and he wasn't letting him off the hook. He's ducking in on him. He's using that physicality and size. You get a stop. You're able to get out in transition. You've got some mismatches. And the cross match there, that's a great job by Ethan Price of just sealing that off.
Ethan Price, who has started every single game of David Riley's head coaching career, whether at Eastern Washington or now at Washington State. Talk about a guy who knows what his head coach wants on the floor. That's Ethan Price.
He's got a good skill set. You know, he shoots it from three. He can post you. He can put it on the floor. They'll even sometimes inverted pick and roll for him.
Came in red hot, doubles from in his last 5 games, almost 20 per game. He's got 14 tonight and back to a 1-point lead. And a 6-0 answer for Washington State. Here's Mack. 15 to shoot. Hand off to Mack.
Thrasterson is doing a heck of a job of chasing Malik Mack around.
Not an easy task. 7 to shoot. McKenna, jump stop in the paint with the touch.
Well, Drew McKenna, he's not been bashful, but that's that late shot clock situation again. Malik Mack's bottled up, and he gets right by Lawan Watts.
All 9 of his points have come in this second half. He's been playing under control. Good find, and Price finishes.
Those skilled bigs, whether it's Eric Strip or Price, it's a terrific cut on the baseline.
Well, they wanted a paint touch every single time down the floor. You can see why, especially against this lineup. Coming up on 2 to play. Caleb Williams poked out of his hands with 13 to shoot. Georgetown will inbound, down by 1.
The off-the-ball cutting. You got this down screen, and you're trying to get on top of it. Caleb Williams, you're just giving up the rim. Great cut, though. Then Price just taking what the defense is giving him.
Williams, that's a tough jumper. And the offensive rebound. He looks down, looks for 3, but can't find it. And then it's tipped out by Watts. It'll stay with Georgetown. Offensive rebounding has been just a huge part of this game as Ed Cooley takes a timeout. Some coaches being charged specifically to make sure that those replays are accurate and that you know for sure that that challenge is yours. Here's Mack turning the corner on the run, high off the window, ball loose on the floor. Guess who's got it again? Jordan Burks. Somehow the ball's finding him on these offensive rebounds.
Well, I love putting Malik Mack in space with Thrasterson, and then it's just been the story of the whole game. Washington State cannot close down possessions, and look what I found Jordan Burks does.
Here's Price. He'll back out. Favors, little hesitation. Enters it to Price, fades away from 8. And another rebound, number 13 tonight for Jordan Burks.
I didn't think Ethan Price needed to fade on that shot. It came up short. You just go straight up and down. Why make the shot tougher?
Hoyas by 1. Under a minute to go. Mack versus Favors. Malik Mack. 35 tonight. 5 to shoot. Williams penetrates all the way to the rim for 2.
They're loading up on Mack, and Mack wisely swings the ball. What a drive by Williams.
Oh, what an answer by Lawan Watts.
Not messing around. Taking that thing off the made basket. Georgetown not getting back. Lawan Watts, 94 feet all the way to the rim.
Here's Curtis Williams Jr. And now, guess who? Malik Mack.
He's going to be tasked here with the playmaking, whether it's for himself or somebody else. Just put him in space with Thrasterson and let him go to work.
What a finish here in Vegas. 8 to shoot. Mack on the drive. Challenged at the rim by Price and out of bounds with 5 to shoot.
This could be our first challenge.
And now everything's sorted out. It's an experimental rule. Everybody's still learning it. Now we're ready to go. 5 to shoot as Williams will inbound. To Mack. Mack with a 3. Up and off. Long rebound. Mack's got it. And he's fouled with 6.8 to go.
We've seen it time and time again, and those back iron misses are hard to track down. Malik Mack, it's just one-on-one. They do a pretty good job of blowing up that play to the corner, but if you're Ethan Price, you're kind of fading back. You've got to be pursuing that basketball. Now Mack goes to the line, trying to push this lead out.
One more after the successful front end.
This is where Georgetown's got to get on the same page in terms of if this foul shot is made, are you fouling or are you not? And obviously if it's a miss, then you're definitely not fouling.
Makes them both though. And now a substitution.
And a good sub by Ed Cooley. Just to, if you are going to foul, it just puts the brakes on, allows you to kind of gather yourself.
Yeah, no timeout to talk about it, but you have the substitution to pause it. Here's Washington State. Inbound comes. And off to Watts, and the foul is given with 3.9.
Well executed right there.
How impressive is the fact that you're able to execute that by Georgetown with a group of guys on the floor that, other than tonight, haven't been out there
no question.
together.
Honestly, I've been ultra impressed by a lot of what they've done tonight. And Malik Mack is the one that jumps off the page at you with 37 points, but they've had a lot of guys contribute. They've played hard. They've played together. It hasn't been perfect basketball, but it's been certainly a collective effort that's put themselves in a chance, in a position to win.
So 2 shots for Watts. He's got 22 tonight. He's 7 of 8 at the line. And now that changes. I was going to ask you the strategy question.
It was
if he made that first one, but clearly that's a moot point on FS1 a full day. So what do you expect to see here, Robbie?
I think they might miss this and try to miss it back iron. You tap it out or however you can get it. You spray your shooters. Because if you make it, it's a 2-point game. Then you foul, and if they make both, the game's over. So and you're running out of time. 3.9 seconds.
Have to get rim.
He tried
This is it.
Got it. Oh my goodness.
Favors for 3. Everything went the way they wanted it except for the shot falling. What a look.
Man.
And the Georgetown Hoyas, a gritty